Okay. Okay. We'll try this. Okay, I don't know why I clicked on that. Hey, Wheezy. Hey, Sean, Bart, welcome. Hey, Nartic. Titan turnover today, indeed. I have 13 and a Nexus ready. I won't be streaming it, though. Because I have work. 'I don't think those have happened yet, Nartic. Hey, Jaeger. I'm glad to hear that, man. Very glad to hear that. I mean, I think I'm gonna get pedantic here for a minute. I think people like focus too much on hoarding. You're saving for it. That's fine. This important decision is whether you're saving, right? Because then it's a decision. If you're hoarding, it might be just a pattern. That is less good. Look, I don't care how friendly the emote is. If you spam it, you're getting muted. . 13 in a Nexus, Ashant. Dang it. I wasn't fully paying enough attention. I think I literally looked up to read chat during the special too, which is not a good idea. Yeah, no, I deserve to lose that one. And honestly, it's really tough to beat Kate in this meta. Because unless they just mess up, she's not going to lose health, and they're going to die. But that's okay, we didn't really have a great Tiger matchup later. Hey, Odie. Top ones from the Titan, the 4 I don't have from this rotation. Any of them would be fine. You're gonna have to be a little bit more patient than that, Ashant, when I'm actively playing Battlegrounds. Whoops. That was gonna happen. The same thing that makes her easier to sidestep makes it so freaking difficult to avoid that unstoppable. But I just didn't play that well. The fight was over if we had waited for the unstoppable to turn over and then used it. Of course, the problem is that there's a decent chance that we lost our charges. So yeah, that's fine. I easily could have played that better. Hey, Cat. I just don't enjoy Battlegrounds, honestly. Gentle's very good for the bullseye fight. I haven't used him anywhere else. I forget. Oh, the ordeal. Sorry, let me think separately there. Korg isn't critting through block. The resistance will help you. That doesn't sound awesome. I bet you could do it. Nightcrawler, you're gonna have trouble keeping your pursuit up, so that doesn't sound fun to me. Because a lot of the things that mess with your stuns in the ordeal or in Gauntlet are specifically not purifies. There's not really much bleed through block. He's probably absolutely amazing for that Black Panther and good enough for the Void, but like, yeah. I don't think Gentle's really shining in there, honestly. I think so, Warrior. I don't know that anything specific has been shared, Odysseus, but I know Crashed did say somewhere that it was about time for a Radiance update. Probably Krakoa Bart, but that could be easily as much from ignorance as anything else. I have to admit, I bounce a little bit off some of the bigger X-Men stories because, like, I like a lot of the characters, I like a lot of the things that they do, but I just get a little bit tired of how stuck in limbo they are. Like, all right, well, we're even more powerful this time, but the robots got even bigger because did you know that bigots are really motivated? Like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, Photon was intentionally a defender. If anything, she was supposed to be harder. Not like for your average champion cat. Calm down. But she's a little too completely solved by some of the skill champs that you don't like using. Not happy with that draft. Yeah. Like, I enjoy mutants. I don't really enjoy mutant stories. It feels very much like the whole thing with Spider-Man editorial, where they just cannot imagine moving from the status quo. It's really old. That is impressively fast to deal with the sleep, too. They must be good at the counter. No, that was always there, Bleezy. That was one of the first things I had. Come here. Forgot about the pause. How was that close enough? I really tried to get out of there for that one. Oh no! He was blocking! He was so blocking! God, I had them in round 3 too. Oh. Oh, shut up, I'm sorry, but like, in case you haven't noticed, the AI is in a bad enough state that we decided we're rebuilding it from scratch, even though that's risky. We announced that months ago. Saying that the AI has been sketchy lately is just like... I'm a little tilted, so I'm sorry I'm taking it out on you, but like, come on, bro. It's like walking outside in Texas and going, I don't know, it's been kind of hot lately. Yeah, man, it's a hot state and climate change is going on. Like, where have you been? Sorry, but one of my least favorite things is people responding to the fact that the AI is clearly in a bad state and trying to pretend that it is a trend. Like, oh, yeah, no, it's been really bad this build. It got worse this build. Nah, man, it has just stunk. Nah, this is definitely not exclusive to Warrior. I see this stuff all over the place. Hey, welcome, Needles. I do really like Gentle Tune Arctic. There's a decent chance mine goes to rank 4 soon. Thanks, Warrior. I'm glad. Oh. Yeah, Elijah's right. There's nothing else to work on in the game. I hope you heard me put my glasses down on that one. Two things can be true, EK, but that doesn't mean that they are true. If the AI had actually gotten worse every time that players said the AI had gotten worse, the game would be literally unplayable. And not literally unplayable the way that players think that word means. Of Malfi. Ghost. 13 plus 1, Alfie. No misery, I am not. Not have a good start this morning. Nice, easy. As we know by checking my top 30 recently, though, High Sig Angela is not necessarily bad for prestige. Oh, frig off. Why am I getting the most obnoxious opponents right now? I mean, they win this one anyway. Let's at least be interesting with it. Okay, that's another medium intercept I've missed in 2 days. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, something's off. That's fine. Yeah, as expected. Well, if you don't do anything to stop debuffs coming in, it's very high. Hey, Jason. No, it does not, Drakenbane. it. I understand why you're saying that. The text is similar. Her evade does not work the same. Oof. No, it's not, Odysseus. It's absolutely not. Like, I understand why people are saying they have to rank up the top 30 because that was closer to true with top 5. But even under the top 5 rule, you didn't actually have more than one or two alliances exclusively ranking up the top 5. And so why would it be true for top 30? Like, why would behavior somehow be the same when the system has changed? I know they probably had me either way. It's worth a shot. Only to a point, though, Slinger. Like, I will get to this in a minute, but, like, people are... I think people are way, way off on this. Please throw. Thank you. Oh, come on! Elgato, that was the one perfectly clean fight I had. And the capture card is like, you didn't want us to see that, did you? Hey, DJ, how's it going, man? But see, that's the thing, Slinger, is that, like, it's the mindset with some people who are being loud. That doesn't mean it's actually what everyone is doing. Like, thank you for qualifying it with the circles that you frequent. But, like, a number of very loud people saying that this is the new rule and then trying to pursue something unsustainable is not necessary. Like, that doesn't mean that that's the reality, right? Like, everyone can be talking about how you're not actually in shape unless you're down to 5% body fat and can do 50 push-ups in a row. But that doesn't mean that that's actually the default that people are chasing. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It doesn't mean no one will meet those standards. But if it's not realistic, then it's not actually the rule. And that's kind of my point. Hey, Gridfield, it's been a while. Hey, dear. I can do 50 push-ups in a row, but damn, ice cream is great. Yeah. I don't know if any of y'all watched Dropout, but there was one particular Game Changer episode where they had to guess ahead of time how many push-ups they could do and then do them in a row. And what was it? I think Brennan said, one of the contestants, he said, I think I can do 20 and be fine, or do 30 and be upset later. And I think that's roughly where I am. I can do 20 and I'll feel it. Um, I could probably make 50 happen, but I would be pretty miserable. But I'm working towards it. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that at all, Black Hole. Like, Spider Woman is decently high prestige, but not at the SIG I have her at. Like, that's the thing a lot of people are missing, is that when you talk about, okay, well, you have to rank the top 30 prestige or it's not worth it, that assumes everyone you have is the exact same SIG, or more likely is exactly SIG 200, since not everyone is following the same 1 to 200 curve. Different characters gain different amounts with their awakened ability, right? And so if you actually do have the resources such that everyone is functionally SIG 200, and you can afford to chase a rotating carousel of the top 30 champions that are all at SIG 200, then good for you. I appreciate your contribution to my 401k. But for the vast, vast, vast majority of the player base, that is simply not what it's going to be. It cannot be that. And so it doesn't matter if people would like that. That's not how they are actually going to behave. Nice, Slinger. And you know what? You took up another rank 4, so your prestige still went up. You invested in your account, and your EQ rewards went up, and you're contributing more to your alliance. Cool. That's what it's going to be like. I feel very strong. Like, I don't have a prestige calculator right now, but yeah, I just took up Spider Woman, right? So let's look at where she is in my prestige. She is one of the top prestige options, but she's not in my top 12. She's 15th, right? She comes after Nico, who is definitely below her in prestige, and is not at SIG 200, but is at a higher SIG. She comes after Mr. Sinister, who's lower in prestige, but is at a higher SIG, etc., right? Longshot is way down there, but is SIG 200. Tigra is like 100, but SIG 200. Chasing top 30 is not going to be the pattern. Yeah, you're completely right, Wait. And I've talked about this before, but like the the slope of the SIG curve, so to speak, and I don't mean like an individual SIG curve, but like the scatter plot of everybody lined up in a row. Um, the slope is a lot higher in the top 15 than it is in the next 100. And so, like, top 30 doesn't really matter and all that much until 30 actually pulls away from 50. I didn't realize they left Nico open. Been a while. I'll take it. Actually, you know what? I haven't tried this and I need to. Sir! Alright, that could have gone better. The first 15 seconds aside, that was a good proof of concept. Hey, Infamous. Thanks, man. Hope you're doing well. Elijah, you've clearly forgotten Ant-Man exists. The dollar in the cookie jar. Hey, Thon. Hey, John. Welcome. Jerk. I've got 13 crystals and a Nexus, Bastion. Hey, Agency. Good luck on the pulls. I should just sticky the comment. You're completely right. And we're back where we started. The authentic Battlegrounds experience. When is the essay, so? What are we having for lunch? Oh. Yeah. I guess leftovers from last night. Cesar knows I've been doing HelloFresh for a little bit. I just canceled because I'd had enough, but like the point was to kind of get me back into the habit of cooking, pick up a few recipes. And so last night we reconstructed and upsized one of the recipes, which is lemon dill Italian sausage with couscous. It was quite good, and I'm looking forward to the leftovers. Mole Man is generally stronger. There are arguments for Blade, though. He still does endurance in a way that nobody else does. There's still things that he can take, especially if you can assign him with Ghost Rider. It's really hard. The strongest argument for Blade, honestly, is that Ghost Rider's getting a rework, and I don't see Blade's side of the synergy changing. The thing is, though, that that's going to be months from now. You don't necessarily have to take Blade up now, even if he becomes better rank 4 in the future. I think I would go with which one you enjoy more, right, Cesar? Because, like, Mole Man is, I think, objectively a bit better. But Mole Man also comes with some kind of silly assignments on the war map. Where it's like, all right, full recoil, power backs, power start, go do the dumb thing. And so just know that if you take him up, you are signing up for that a little bit. Do I think Silver Samurai is a good defender in Battlegrounds? Absolutely not. Thanks. Thanks, Elijah. I even practiced my trombone this morning. No, I'm laughing because what was it? I saw something about like I'm sure some of y'all have seen this too, but they like did a survey for women. This is of course in the context of straight relationships. But it was like for women, what's the most attractive hobbies in men? And I think the top one was reading. I remember distinctly, I had all four of the top ones. It was like reading, cooking, playing an instrument, and something that I'm forgetting right now. And so I laughed because I had the top four, but I also had two of the bottom five. Because in the bottom five, there was both gaming and Magic the Gathering. Oh. I would say it averages out, but that's obviously not how attraction works. You just got to find somebody for who appreciates the good ones, for whom the bottom ones are not a negative. Excuse me. Are synergies even that important anymore? Synergies are still important in war, yes. For the rest of the game, I would say they're at a low point, but like I don't know, how you approach your personal philosophy of valuing synergies or not is totally up to you. Um, I personally do not look at these kinds of trends as permanent, right? I think there's a very strong thread in the community that if something has been trending in a certain direction for even a few months, that's how the game is now. That's how the game is always going to be. The trend will continue in that direction. If it's going this way, then clearly Kabam has intended for all of that to happen. They don't see it as a problem, and they will take no corrective measures. And like, look, if that's what helps you with your short-term decisions, be my guest. But that is not necessarily correct. And in the case of Synergies, it's definitely not correct. A significant portion of the design team sees the current decreased status of Synergies as a problem. And problems are meant to be solved. So, again, Synergies are at their low point. That doesn't mean Synergies are dead. Hey, Fuzz, welcome. I mean, he's pretty cracked as an attacker, AJ. If you're the kind of person that insists on only ever ranking dual threats, I'm not going to argue with you. But if there is a character worth ranking for pure damage that came out this year, it is probably Silver Samurai. Funny. Oh, don't. Oh, gross, AJ. Gross. Let's get that Manosphere trash out of here, please. The fact that gaming is my job does help a lot. Hey, clubs. That is also something at least I, and not I alone, see as a problem. John, the ubiquitousness of the swap nodes. Because I like me a ramp champion every once in a while. I probably just should have taken Cull. Like, just another pure attacker. Just do it. Something like that definitely would be interesting, Ghost. I'm not committing to that tuning, but unfortunately we don't have the ability to... Like, we don't have the tech for a sidecar slot, so to speak, at the moment. Maybe someday. Ouch. Bro. You get caught on one dashback against Kindred and everything just goes to the pooper. I don't know if he has more DPS than Okoye and Carolina. I haven't done the exact comparisons, Jency, but I think his damage is a bit less conditional. Okoye does have to apply the dots. Carolina does have to play a specific way to gain the power. Silver Samurai can medium special 2 and do pretty much everything he's supposed to do. Yeah, I hate Kindred so much. If my next science champion picks him up and hacks him into a locker, you know why. Sorry, them. Into a locker. Even better, 2 people in 1 locker. This is probably going to go terribly. Ma'am. Oh, why did I do that? I didn't have my pursuit up. Woo! I did say my next science champ, Jency, not necessarily my next champ. My next science champ could be in a year, for all you know, or 2. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Gene. Did you just complain about the mythical 1% bug in a Kindred fight, LK? I recommend you go read Kindred Sig. See? The game's rigged! Oh, sorry your notifications are still acting up, Pablo. That what you're describing, Ghost, would be very difficult to build. Like that's a lot of upkeep rather than just building a real solution. I appreciate the innovation, but that would... That's basically taking work off the engineering team to put a whole lot of work on my team forever. And so, I'm not a fan. There is a prestige list for Battlecast somewhere. There isn't one for StatCast, but that's because this batch all has the same prestige. I don't know about that, Infamous. Like, Foresight's big, but given how large Dazzler's own Fury is, I'm a little skeptical of that. You might be right. But I also don't really trust Enchantress to die when I want her to. So no regrets there. Also, somebody asked me earlier how important synergies are to me. Honestly, like I'm not at the extreme end where I really try and push a lot of power into them, but I do want them to be exciting, right? Like I like synergies from a lore perspective, and thus I want like you bringing that character to be worth it. It doesn't have to. I never want synergies to replace a rework, right? I never want synergies to take a champion from like awful to, oh, this is now the thing I'm doing right now. Like I don't like the Agent Venom trio. I don't like the Cable synergy. Those are kind of anti-visions for me on this. But I do want them to be real. And so I try and look for, like, my approach to synergies is always first find some partners that make sense from a lore perspective. And then what are little things that bother me about playing that character that aren't necessarily flaws in the kit. They're probably necessary tension points. But then how can I ease them? That's what I look for. Your next science gym better not be in 2 years. I do understand. I am picking up what you're putting down. That's a good note, Clobs. I hate scheduling live streams. I don't like how YouTube does it at all. Like it doesn't do a great job of saving presets either on just going live or on scheduling. I know I should play with scheduling more. It is just, it's my least favorite thing about being on YouTube, other than like I guess not having easy bot support the way that Twitch does. I know I could build one, but it's, yeah. I don't know. There are things that Twitch does better, but I don't know Twitch well enough to compare it directly. Teams is the thing I miss the most. I like Twitch Teams a lot. Or not miss, but envy the most. But the thing that bothers me the most about YouTube is the degree to which you can't save templates, right? Like if you're publishing a video, you can say use. That was weird. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off notifications on that. I set up an Android yesterday for playtesting, and it just yelled at me about my meeting in 10 minutes. I'm going. But like you can use info from a video you've already published. And so like an example of this is whenever I'm doing a new spotlight with context, I copy over everything from the old one and then edit it. Because that means that the playlists are already set up, the general format is correct. It's also why I've sometimes messed up the title, to be honest. But like it makes life easier for me. You can't do that with streams. Oh, did they kill the teams? Oh, okay, I will process that grief later. But like you can't do that with streams. You can't go, okay, when was the last time I streamed Battlegrounds? Let me just take that thumbnail, that title, that description, right? You have to create the thing new. Same thing with like, oh, it just, yeah, I won't spend any more time on it, but it is one of the weakest things about YouTube for sure. And I need to actually respond to their next survey opportunity so that I can tell them that. Okay, I just pulled up YouTube to see if anybody was live because this is the highest number of viewers I've had in a while, and I very much appreciate y'all. But I don't think there's anyone we can raid. Is available and present. Is it when you're just going live, or do you have to always do it through scheduling? We can talk more about that offline, Clubs. I'm not going to take any more of this, but like, it is at least not as obvious as I would like it. You can reuse some of your last stream settings. You still have to reset some of them, which is another thing that bothers me. Like, YouTube yells at you to use the ads automator, and I do, but I have to reset it every single time. But the important thing is that what you just said is you can reuse your last stream settings. I don't know of a way that you can go like 2 streams ago. And so if you alternate 2 different stream formats, YouTube does stone nothing to support that as far as I know. Anyway, yes, Bastian, that's my understanding of how realms work. Enchantress, no regrets for sure. I just go straight to special 2. Okay, noted. I appreciate it, Infamous. I don't like the Thing team. I understand that it is fun and you have to do some work for it, but I saw it at its peak and I saw how much content it trivialized, and so I don't like it. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I'm glad you caught me live. Really appreciate you being a member. Okay. I will talk to y'all soon. I did have an actual idea for a members only video, so I've been like talking about how I need to do this for a while, members. I will actually help you out. Don't worry. All right. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.